Can you just believe Final Fantasy 15 came out, like, in 2016? That was, like, 6 years ago? Holy shit. Hi, my name is Taylor, and welcome to my channel. If you know me, and if you have been following me on Twitter, you know I love Final Fantasy 15. It was my first Final Fantasy game. I had never heard of Final Fantasy outside of the, I think it was the Lightning collab that she had with, like, what was the fashion brand? I think it was, like, Louis Vuitton or something at the time. And I was like, I don't know what that is. That's weird. That's crazy. She's a video game character? Whoa. But at the time, I had seen, I think, 15 on my timeline. I think it might have been... Who was it? I think it might have been Sailor B. It might have been Victoria on Twitter. I think she had tweeted about it. I think that's who it was. And I was like, oh, that game looks kind of fun. I never played it. I didn't know what to expect. And I completely fell in love with it. And it was such an amazing game. And so much so that once I played through it all the way, I played through it all the way again, and I did all the side quests that time, because the first time I just did story. And then I moved on to Persona 5, but I loved it so much, I ended up going to cons to see the voice actors, and the rest is history. Here's a bunch of clips and photos and all of that kind of stuff. We had a long history together. But it really has stuck with me. I mentioned in my catch-up video, my friend Iona has been playing 15, and by the time this goes up, she will have finished main story, and I think all of the episodes. And it really reminded me how much I loved this game. It had been kind of in the back of my mind, because I hadn't thought about it in years, like 2019, and that's when episode Arden came out, and I just, God, what a special game. I will be the first to say 15 is not, it's not good, right? It's not a good game. It is, the pacing is, Riza! Do you have some opinions on Final Fantasy 15? Yeah? Alright. You done? Okay. She's done now. Like, the pacing is all over the place. Like, the episodes don't really give you what they should in some places, especially episode Gladio. The female characters are vastly underwritten. Ludafreya deserves just so much better in general. It is so glitchy. Even in the Royal Edition, which was an edition of the game that came out after the main game, which you would think, surely that has fixed all of the glitches. It hasn't. I would argue they're worse, actually. It is a little funny, though, in my opinion. I won't say. I think that's really good. I kind of like them. I think that really adds to the charm. Anyways, like, there's plot holes everywhere. The fact that you have to engage in, like, 10 different kinds of media to understand what's going on in the story, it's messy, right? It was 10 years of development that they had to fix in, like, 2 to 3 with Tabata, and it's just, it's a mess. It's a mess, and I think it's perfect, right? Because for all of its messiness, and for all of, you know, like, the times that Noctis just glitches out, or Prompto takes the scariest selfie you've ever fucking seen in your life, there is so much heart in this game. And there is so much, like, warmth and friendship and emotion that I feel like you're not really getting anywhere. And right now, I don't know how to explain, right? Replaying, or really rewatching, it's been oddly emotional. And it might be because I have the emotional attachment, but at least with Ayana, as she's been the one playing it, and our friend Tori has also been watching. Iona has been able to at least. There's a bug in this room that is really distracting. Anyways, we've been really talking about how, at least with Noctis, right? He really is the emotional pull of the game. And you really are put in his shoes in how just. God, his life sucks so bad. Noctis is such a tragic character, and sort of like his fate was so decided for him, and he never got to decide anything. He never got to decide if he was going to live, if his dad was going to get to live, if his country, if his city was going to have a fate other than what it did. The only real choices he had in life were Prompto, his friend, and the fact that he got to love Lunafreya. Not even that he got to marry her. It was sort of like well, it's okay if it's her, right? Because he did love her. And if you played the game in the correct way, I think and I know you shouldn't tell people how to play the game. If you play Noctis in a way that is like, oh, like he's too cool for it. No, you're playing the game wrong. I know you shouldn't tell people that you're playing the game wrong. You're playing Noctis wrong. That's not how you should be playing him. I'm sorry. Noctis has such an emotional tie to the story, and he deals with so much grief. And I feel like the game, while it fails in a lot of places with other characters, like Gladio specifically, it really shines with him. And they really did focus on him and the bonds he has with the other boys. Oh, God. It's just so good. I was listening to, if you're a fan of the game, you know that the game, spoiler, the game begins and ends with a cover of Stand By Me by Florence and the Machine. And just listening to it, I was really brought back. And I was so emotional about it. It's just such an impactful game. I know I'm not giving like a proper review, which apparently I said I would do back in 2017. I don't know who I thought I was joking. I had no capacity to give you guys, anybody, the public in any sense, like a proper review of a video game. I don't know who I thought I was joking. But, I just, God, 15 is the game, I think. I know a lot of people argued if, like, it was, like, a real Final Fantasy game. And maybe I'm biased because it was my first. And I played 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. I've watched a playthrough of 12. I feel like it is. And I played 14, obviously. That's different. That's different. But I feel like it is. I feel like you can make a lot of... I feel like everybody has their own criteria of what a Final Fantasy game is, right? And everybody's is different. To me, I feel like 15 has the heart of a Final Fantasy game. And while I think it is clumsy in a lot of places, so many, and it is goofy as all hell, but like, the dialogue is really, like, in English, it is so goofy sometimes. It is significantly dated, and like, what I think is a really charming way, like, the 2016 isms of, like, Prompto being like, #sorry not sorry. I think that's really charming. A lot of people might go back and think that's really cringe. And I think that's okay. I think that's valid. I think it's really kind of fun. Like, just, like, that's silly. Like, the cup noodle, like, all of the sponsorships, the Coleman, the cup noodle, Luna Freya's dress is like actually designed by a real designer. I forget her name. Something Wang. And it's like really like actually designed by her. And it's crazy. Like what like why are there all these sponsorships? They're like their actual outfits are designed by a Japanese clothing brand called Rowan. Why? The amount of collaborations they had from like Terra Wars to the Assassin's Creed Festival to Final Fantasy 14, Stormblood at the time was what was coming out. I I just it's so game. It is the most game. And we'll never have anything like it again, and I don't think we should. And I think with all of that, I think as like clunky as it is, and as much as like the beginning of it feels like a Western RPG, because apparently the devs of it had played Witcher 3 to like prepare for the game, and you can tell. I think it's a Final Fantasy game because it has the heart of one. I think you have the heart of what makes the adventure and the bonds between the party and what we're really going after with everything, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not picky. Maybe I'm biased. I just really love 15. I mean, I bought this shirt. I bought this shirt, so I should have bought it in a smaller size. I got it way too big. It's really big. I don't know. It's so Uniqlo really should have been more clear about it. I'll be honest. But yeah, 15. I needed to make a whole video about it. Apparently, I've been loving 15 for a long time. I wrote like an article about Ignis a couple years ago on Medium. It got picked up by like a disability website that I can't find now. It was really cool though. That was really nice of them. Yeah, Lisa. You're really upset today. Yeah. But 15 and I have a long history. And I'm glad it was my first Final Fantasy game. It wouldn't happen any other way. It wasn't the first game. It made me cry. It was not the first Final Fantasy game that made me openly sob though. That goes to 10. 10 has those honors. That is a different video for what that is more fresh in my mind. 15 is just very fresh for me right now. In all of its absolute fucking glory and ridiculousness. But yeah, 15. Final Fantasy 15. One of the best selling in the franchise. It has sold 10 million units worldwide as of this year. I think that's amazing, and we have no merchandise to show for it. Let's go! I did think it was funny back in 2017. I did name that video Noctis is my boyfriend. I was in a conversation with Tori and Ayana if I still felt that way recently. I think I still do. I think I do. I mean, that's still my boyfriend. Noctis is still my boyfriend. But like, we've both aged. Like, I've aged now, right? It's been 6 years. I'm closer to the age of like time skip Noctis now, which is kind of stressing me out. I realized that kind of recently. I didn't like that. But it's still there. The emotions are still there. I am so ill about him. My Twitter has been a mess lately. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that, where I have been talking about 15. I also talk about K-pop sometimes. But the Stray Kids comeback that's coming out soon. I also talk about Taylor Swift, and recently, any pop culture, the Don't Worry Darling drama was happening as of kind of recently. It'll be a couple weeks late, so I don't know what pop culture moment will have happened by then. Who's to say? could be something completely different by then. Guess we'll find out. But, yeah. I should have wrote a script for this. I just wanted to profess my love for 15. Profess it, without writing it down, which maybe I should have. It's just so, I don't know, just so full of love. Such a labor of love from the people that desperately tried to put it together, to the localizers, to the voice actors, obviously, who love it so much. Just such a loved game, inside and out. I love 15. If you haven't played it, I think you should. That is the sign off for this video. If you haven't played Final Fantasy 15, go play it. And with that, I will see you guys next video. Bye bye.